It's Rosa. I'm back. Another episode, Rosa's Risky Rotation, plus an Audacy check-in. I'm here with obviously one of my top fives. How we doing, Miss Alessia?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Good. Always a pleasure to see you. Literally, every time I see you, I'm just like, it's Alessia Carr. You know how we always have a good time.
I know the last time was really fun when like touring was allowed back in the day. Feels like a million years ago.
I know, and I told you the last time I was sitting, it was the growing pains. Remember that, the pains of growing, and it was the first time I listened to it in New York. So it was like my travel anthem. And then you give me this new project. In the meantime, I'm in Louisiana randomly, so now it's another travel anthem, and you put me in my feels. You did it again. You did it again.
Thank you. I'm glad. I'm glad
What
that was
was,
the goal.
I mean, I already told you one of my favorite songs. I mean, you hit me with the lyrics this time. Bluebird is it. Like, Bluebird, your new girl makes you sing? No. And then you said, I checked,
Thank
of
you.
course. You're checking the social media like me? No, we have to stop doing that.
I know we really have to stop doing that. I feel like I've stopped. I'm good now. Like I've definitely grown. But back in the day, we had our moments where I would be checking up, making sure that everything's okay.
Are you
It
using
was
fake
it was a problem.
accounts? Was it fake accounts you were
No,
using?
no, I'm pretty shameless. Like I would look at the stories, even though my thing's up there. I'm still watching the stories. But you know what? It is what it is. I don't do it anymore. Okay, we're grown.
This album is out of control. It is the first time like I'm really, really, really hearing your emotions. You're raw, you're honest. At certain points, it was like sad, sad, and then we heal, and then we get over it, and then we grow. What was your biggest insecurity that you had to get over to release this album and make it?
Good questions. I mean, I guess like I was just insecure about like saying the stuff that I said on this album. I mean, it's like scary stuff to just be like totally honest. And there's a lot of shame originally that came with like being sad for me because my life is so great and I have like such amazing people in my life and my dreams have come true. And there's a lot of shame that comes with saying like, but I'm actually still like super depressed. Like it was hard for me to admit that to myself and to other people. But I feel like you can't have shame when it comes to your feelings because you don't choose to feel them ultimately. And I mean, life is hard. Life is rough sometimes, whether you're, doing music, whether you're famous or not famous, or you have money, or you have this, or you have that. Life still can kick you in the face sometimes. So that was a hard thing to overcome. But I think we're there.
Well, this is an Audacy check-in, and I consider you're my friend. Well, so this being an Audacy check-in, and I want to check in with you. Who is the Alessia I'm talking to right now versus the Alessia who is having the mental breakdown after New Year's Eve and that party? Like, how have we come? Who is this now?
I think I've grown a ton since I wrote the best days and since that New Year's party. I mean, it was pre-pandemic that I actually wrote that song. So we went through a pandemic since then. We went through tons of therapy and getting the right help and just really like changing my perspective. So I feel like the person that you're talking to now has just a new perspective on life. And I don't know, I'm not hopeless anymore. I think I got to a point where I was extremely hopeless. And I was like, I don't think anything is going to ever get better, which was a scary thought. And I'm sure we've all felt that way. But I on the other side of it now, and I'm just like, things do get better no matter how hard, and or how long it takes. Like it does get better. So I'm in a better place.
Not only do things get better, isn't it crazy? Because like I went through a lot. I just felt like everybody had like that spiritual cleanse this year. So for
Mhm.
me, isn't it like it's like a weird feeling of like now we know how to deal with stress differently. Or like before it was go, go, go. I feel like there was a lot of positive things that we even gained from the pandemic, which was like slowing down, taking time for ourselves. And now we know, okay, I'm being overworked or I'm doing too much. What are now some things that you do that are away from music to keep your peace?
That's a great point. It's so true. I feel like we definitely are going into like this new phase or whatever you would call it, like with a totally different outlook on like how boundaries work and how to take care of yourself. So I think for me, it's just like setting those boundaries and like knowing when to push myself and when not to, because it's so easy for us to overwork ourselves, especially in this industry. Like we always have to be on. We're always like working, working, working. Our minds are always constantly being creative, and you have to know when to turn it off and when to push yourself. Like sometimes it's good to push and other times it's not. So I think for me, just like finding that balance has been good, and just taking time for myself and knowing how important it is to have alone time too, because you definitely need that.
I be in my alone time. It's so funny because like I know we're talking about like serious stuff and I'm just sitting here smiling, but I just love you, sis. I love every time I get to hang out with you.
Me too. I love it. I missed you. It was like so long ago now. It feels like a million years ago since I last talked to you.
Yo, sometimes it's this weird thing of like we were young. Like even the fit I was wearing, I was like, oh, Rosa, like you thought you were popping the double orange.
Hey, it was a moment though. It was a moment.
Girl,
really
the
was.
double orange with the little tummy out, 2018 or 19 was not it for me. Is it therapeutic for you? Like when you did Best Days, I saw that you kind of recreated the New Year's Eve night in the video. Is that therapeutic or does that get you kind of like, it puts you back into that setting?
A bit of both. Like it definitely took me back, which was like sad. There's moments in the video where I cry because I was actually crying. It was like I really went back to that place, but also it was kind of therapeutic too to know that I'm not there anymore, like in that headspace. To go back to that song knowing that I'm okay now. It was kind of nice to revisit it, if that makes sense.
I want to go through the album just a little bit because remember I had like a year to sit with the pains of growing, the growing pains, but this one I only had a couple of days. So you already know I'm about to go crazy on it. But as of right now, I said Bluebird, my favorite song, hands down, just right now. And when I first heard the album, it was crazy because I'm one of those people when I like a song, it's the only song I'm listening to. So I got, what is it, song 3 or 4? I got to it and was like, I'm set for a day. I didn't even listen to the rest.
I don't even listen to the rest.
And then I had to wait till the next day to listen to the rest. And then I had my favorite, you know what I mean? So that's what I'm on right now.
Yeah, definitely. There's definitely like an arc happening where it starts off with Unboxing, which is like, just a song about like feeling overwhelmed and anxious and like all these like negative feelings. And then as you get through the album, there is a lot of like healing that goes on. It starts off pretty heavy and then it hits the halfway point, which is Best Days, where I hit my rock bottom. And then throughout the rest of the project, I just kind of rebuild. And I don't know, I kind of developed like a little bit of confidence throughout the second half that, it feels more cheerful. It feels more sophisticated. Even if the songs aren't so happy, there's like kind of a set understanding with all those songs that I didn't really have in the first half, which felt like super confused and stressed, So yeah, I definitely wanted to tell a story. And then Apartment Song is just about joy and like, it feels like a triumph, and just like finding happiness, being in your own space, with yourself and knowing that things are going to be fine.
I have this theory where I truly am a strong believer and you can't fully heal in the place you were hurt. So seeing you end with Apartment Song is like, whoa, she's in a new space. She's got this new kind of energy to her. And I think especially with you, because like you're an empath. It's obvious, like you be feeling things. Like even when I'm talking to you, I'm like, are we good? Do we need a hug? But it's fine. But it's like, and you feel the highs of the highs, the Grammys, the award shows, the whatever. And then you obviously also feel the lows of the lows. But I think in this last year and as listening to the album, it's like this thing of you don't necessarily care where you're going anymore. You're just happy that you're going somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Totally. Yeah. I mean, because there was so long where I was not okay. Right. So I think for me, like the first thing was just feeling okay. And at this point, I'm so grateful to like wake up and be okay some days and be able to get out of bed and be able to like find joy. Because there were points where I mean, not to get so dark, but like I didn't feel that, So at this point, I'm like you said, I'm just happy to be going somewhere. And I think especially after the year we all had, or 2 years we all had, like we're all just kind of happy to go anywhere and to be anywhere, coming out of this okay.
And you've been glowing, sis. I like the new hair. It's looking good. I love the dye. I saw you on Jimmy Fallon. You were doing the impressions once again. The Kourtney Kardashian was crazy. I was like, no way she pulled off Kourtney Kardashian. That was insane. Like, I'm proud of you. I've been, obviously I always keep up and the glow is crazy, especially from some of the songs in the album of like knowing you were in that house alone. We got to talk about the feature though, because you rarely do features on your own projects. You always collab, but it's outside. But the fact that you got her and it's on middle and she just fit that pocket smoothly. Why her out of everyone you could have picked?
Well, like you said, I don't like to do a lot of collaborations. She's like my second like real collaboration I've ever done on my own stuff.
Yeah.
And I just don't like to do collabs just to do them. I know we live in like an era of collabs and stuff, and it's cool to have that, but I always want to make sure that, the person is right for the song and the song is right. And when I was listening to Middle Ground before it had her on there, I was like, this could be elevated by someone else's voice, you know? And I love her so much. I remember watching her Tiny Desk a couple years back and like listening to her music and her EP. And I just really, really, really love her. I love everything she sings about. I love her voice. I just love her humor. So I asked her, I just took a shot in the dark and I was like, would you like to be on this? And she said yes.
DM?
So,
it was a DM?
It was a DM and then it was a text because then she gave me her number from the DM. So then we moved over to the more personal text, which I appreciate. Yeah, she's just like the sweetest, and she turned it in so fast, and I felt like she just made the song go from here to here. She's like amazing.
Well, you know, this is Rose's Risky Rotation. And the last time I saw you, it was on the road. So I didn't have my wheel. So I have my wheel. Even though you're not here, I'm going to take the spin for you. Are you ready?
Okay, yes.
Boom, boom, boom. If you hit the wild card. Oh, real quick, before we get into it, I forgot to show you what I've been hanging out with all the time, sis. What are you talking about? Oh, yeah. You think we was going? Hold on. Oh, you thought I was going?
Oh my God! You do not have that there. That is correct.
Oh, you thought I was going to let
your
this
hair?
Huh?
It looks like your hair. It actually fits so well.
I'm about to get this thing right. Look at it. Hey guys, please look at this. Hey, Alessia, we're doing an Audacy check-in, baby. How we doing?
It looks perfect. It looks just like me. It's actually scary.
We have so many fat heads. We have so many fat heads in here. I was like, yeah, I got Alessia. And my producer was like, wait a minute. We have the fat. This fat head has been sitting here for like 3 years, sis. So I was like, get me the fat head.
No, I can't believe you still have that. That's hilarious.
No one's escaping it. Funny. Oh, that was close to the wild card. Okay. Are you ready, Miss Alessia?
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes.
Ooh. Okay. I got to get my... we're going to play a segment called Spilling the Tea. Are you ready? Excuse me. Now.
Ooh.
You get my little...
Oh my... You didn't have tea there.
This is my shy. This is for you. I'm about to cheers you. You got a cup?
I wish I was actually there. I do. I have a coffee cup in it.
All right. Cheers, baby.
There you go. Cheers. Wow.
Okay. I'm going to ask you a fast round of questions. And it's going to be... You know, I always ask you all over the place to catch up with you and what you've been up to and how you've been doing. Are you ready, Miss Alessia Cara?
Yeah.
Okay. What has been your guilty pleasure over quarantine?
Guilty pleasure. Oh my gosh. Well, I discovered recently that there's a Cinnabon close to my apartment, and it's open late, and I've been home a lot, and I've been stressed a lot. So a lot of those. It's been awful. I'm like, why did I have to figure this out? Like, why did I have to see this on Uber Eats? Now I buy it all the time. Like late night, I'll just buy Cinnabon. And it's so big. They're huge.
They're the size of your body. They're huge.
Yeah, they're literally bigger than my head. And I can't stop buying them. So that's been like the worst and best thing that's ever happened to me.
Well, you look really good on the virtual cover of what was it? Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, it was Elle Canada.
You look good. So you can eat any Cinnabon.
Thank you. It was pre-Cinnabon. Yeah.
I was like, you can eat as much as you want. Okay.
Whatever.
I know you have a lot of phobias. What's your weirdest phobia?
My weirdest phobia is, well, I mean, probably my heaviest one is death. Anything dying is really scary. But my weirdest one is probably like sand. I don't like when sand touches my body. So being at the beach is weird for me. Like I'm getting better at it now, but just the feeling of sand, like I always picture it like in my teeth and it just freaks me out. I have like a weird sand phobia. It's very weird.
Okay, good to know. I like no weird. Sand in the toes vibe. Probably not.
No, it weirds. Like I don't mind it now in my toes, but it's just like the feeling of it freaks me out. I don't love sand. I don't know why.
Now that you are in your new apartment in Canada, what is one of the most unexpected things you didn't know about adulting?
One of the most unexpected things I didn't know. Great question.
You always say that to me. You always compliment me. I love you. Appreciate you, sis. You're always like,
you have good questions. You always make me think. I would say I didn't know how stressful gift giving was. Like around Christmas time or birthdays, like the responsibility of giving gifts is so stressful. And I didn't realize it because when you're a kid, you don't have to give gifts to people. You just get the gifts. But now that I'm an adult, I have to worry about like getting gifts from my parents and my friends and all these people. And it's a real thing.
Like you're
It's
stressing me out just talking about it. I'm like, no.
Christmas is coming up. Oh my God. It's too much.
What is one of your favorite looks you've done? Like for me, I really like the oversized suit and like Not Today and stuff. What has been one of your favorite looks in music videos?
Thank you. I feel like you're the only person who's ever said that.
Why? I thought it was hard. That was like, girl, you were
Me too.
ahead of your time. No one was doing the suits until now. And I was like, that was 2018.
Thank you. Now everybody's suited up. Thank you very much. That's very true. I was made fun of, and now see. Anyway, thank you. I appreciate it. But I guess my favorite look, man, there've been a lot of cool ones. I don't know. I like a lot of the looks that I did for the Sweet Dream video. Like the big hair was a really fun one. When I'm sitting at the table and I have like that beehive, that was super cool. And I love the suit too. That was really fun.
Yeah, we're never gonna down the suit. The suit was it. Don't make me do it.
You know what I mean? Like, look,
the suit was a look.
That is fashion.
That is a limited edition purple rain tie.
Are you kidding me? Like, come on. It was fashion at its finest. Met Gala, like, hello?
Yo, Met Gala got nothing on the
oversized suit. It's true.
Okay, what is the best and worst thing that you've cooked in quarantine? Like, have you had a meal where you were like, "Ooh, I didn't hit that right"?
Yeah, tons of stuff. I feel like sometimes like I'll undercook my pasta sauce. My mom always tells me you have to cook it for like 2 hours for like a long time or more. And I like sometimes I'll be in a rush and I just want to eat, and then I'll end up eating like raw sauce. I'm like, ew, like I should have cooked this longer. It's gross. So I feel like I don't cook my sauce long enough. I gotta keep that note in mind.
What's the best thing what's your go-to dish that you're like, this is gonna hit every time I cook it for someone or for yourself?
I make really good wings, like breaded hot wings.
Oh,
I feel like that's something that people always ask me to make. I feel like I've done a pretty good job with that. I've nailed the barbecue sauce, hot sauce recipe.
Have you invested in the air fryer vibe? I'm an air fryer.
Really? I have one. I got one for my mom. But we didn't figure out how to use it. So I don't know. She's like, she hasn't used it yet, but I gotta try to get into it.
Regift it. If you don't want it, regift it. It's a great.
No, I want it. I feel like it's like good.
Again, I got time. I will tune in. Thank you, Alessia, for checking in with me. I love you. Stay safe out there. Inshallah, you're gonna have another tour soon, and we're gonna
hopefully. Hey, yes, you gotta come to that show too. Fingers crossed.
Always. It's just going to be funner every single time. I love you. Have a blessed day. Stay safe. You're always incredible. And we love you here. You're welcome back always.
Thank you. You're such an angel. Thank you so much. It's so good talking to you again.
Always. Bye, boo.